Well, here I am again. To appease your small minded brains, I have put in the background Subway Surfers. Hello and welcome. It is Denton, and it's my third episode now of this podcast. This is the real mic. This is the mic that you should have been hearing last episode, but I forgot to plug it in. Anyway, let's recap because it was absolute gold that I don't want to skip over. We talked about cheese. We talked about what we should name the podcast. Braden Saunders, my one of my good friends, homies, the bros, suggested anything goes. I do like that idea. I don't know, because I think the way I want to structure it is possibly doing more clips on Instagram, and then, we'll have the full YouTube video. This will be probably what I put in the background just so, there's something, not just a black screen like last time. People are engaged. You can see my face. You can see the Subway Surfers. There's something to listen to. There's something to watch. There's a reason for you to listen to my voice, and that's what I want. There is a reason for this podcast. It's definitely not because I just felt like talking. Oh, here's an ad. Oh, well. Just how it is. Let's talk about... All right, Bryn Wire, 15, commented... Yes, I'm going to do this again for the second day in a row. Dream guest on your podcast. And I proceeded to then, go on YouTube and search up the clip because I forgot. Oh my gosh. I mean, honestly, let's spice things up. One of my exes, just because... No, I would never actually... I don't even know how I would even contact one of my exes so far ago. So long. And it'd just be weird. Today, I have a crazy story. Holy, being a Christian in blue collar is the most wild experience you will ever have. Today, I was talking and we were just in a circle, just kind of talking. There's nothing to do. There's no work. And bro just starts rambling about how he crashed his car. And then he's running through a cornfield and all this. I'm like, bro, what is even happening? So what had happened? This guy is a drug dealer, full on. I mean, I was just saying, the pictures that you see in high school and the messed up teeth. This guy is that guy. They probably took pictures of his jaw to put in the textbooks to tell you not to do drugs. This guy is the guy that went through the crazy crap. He was talking, so he just had gotten out of jail from a week. He was in there for a week. He had a job. He had his paycheck. And what he needed to do was there was either paying for rent, which he had a wife and kid, which I don't know where that wife and kid is now. I don't think he's not with the wife for sure, because he said it's ex-wife, and he said he was a toxic ex-wife. He was either pay for rent or pay for insurance, car insurance. So, and then to make matters even worse or better, honestly, for this story that he was telling, more interestingly, is that he was out drinking with his ex-wife. So he was only supposed to drink one, but of course it's never one drink. Some people lack the self-control to drink one disgusting tequila or nasty, alcohol is terrible, bro. I don't get it. There's very few alcoholic drinks that are good. But anyway, he's drinking. He goes out, he has to drive home, and so, starts driving under the influence. He goes through a stop sign, blue and red. Bro, the cop right behind him. So he's like, shoot, man. I don't got my insurance. I gotta run. Naturally. Smartest thing to do. Let's just run from a cop. While I'm drunk. That's a great idea. So he starts running. I don't even know. I wasn't. He didn't explain all the details really of the chase. And somehow, because he was drunk, he flipped his car It's like upside down or on the side. He had to crawl out the window, like bust the window open, crawl out of it. Mind you, he only figured out when he was home that he had broken his foot. And mind you, everything that he did that night was while he had broken a foot, and he was drunk, and he had also taken some Adderall. So, and then, there's also like adrenaline and all that. Bro crawls out of his window to then go through this cornfield that was right next to where he had crashed, and then somehow bro got into a brown recluse nest, like a nest of like the brown recluse spiders, like the worst spiders that literally live in like PA. Like these are like the worst spiders you can possibly imagine, most poisonous, worst ones you can like encounter. Bro like tripped and fell, must have like, because I think there was helicopters or something, there were people looking for him. So he would like drop, he would like try to hide in the and so apparently he dropped into a nest of these, got bit like multiple times, which is actually deadly. Like you totally could die from that, like multiple bites. What? And then proceeded for 6 hours to make his way home. And definitely, yeah, pretty crazy. I genuinely don't understand how this guy is alive, but he made it home safe. Yeah. And then he said, you know what? And the only reason I went to the ER or, the doctor was because his elbow, like where he had gotten bit, it started turning like purple. Bro, it started turning like different colors because like his skin was literally rotting from the spider bites. He's like, oh yeah, apparently I got bit by brown recluses. Apparently, not because you had a freaking broken foot. No. Absolutely insane. And then we have my other coworker comes up to me. I think these are the first words that come out of his like mouth to me. It's like, bro, what? And he starts talking about AI. Dude, apparently AI just convinced some guy, like stole his like identity or like sued him and like stole his bank account or something. And it yeah. All over the news apparently. I don't know. I don't really listen to the news, so all news to me. And he was really interested in that, and he was like, man, I had like visions of this when I was like 12, man. Like I always knew this was gonna like Skynet, man. Like start talking about Terminator. I'm like, dog, what? Terminator is not gonna happen for real. This is not gonna actually like. I think right now, total thoughts on AI right now, personally, is that right now there are enough people that you can still tell something's AI. Number one. Number two, if you're a human, you automatically have a prejudice against AI, no matter what it is, no matter like. An email that is written by AI is immediately not as it's not taken as seriously. Personally, like it's not taken as seriously. Like I'm like, oh, it just came from something that just auto-generated it, like or a picture or any like kind of art or video that's like, oh, it's cool, but this was just generated by a soulless computer. Like there's no, and also it makes GPUs and freaking RAM expensive because it's this whole stupid industry of, NVIDIA where, it's just making everything expensive. But other than that, it's just kind of dumb. I don't know. Right now, it's great that it helps, with like writing stuff out. But other than that, you're not like, there's no purpose in that because then you're not learning. I don't like, there's just, yeah. People can survive without it, and it's not enough of a tool right now that it's like people can't live without it. So that's where I am. Anyway, that's pretty much all the stories from work. It's always an interesting day at Blue Collar. Yeah. Let's see. I think I'm going to name, for the time being, if I can't think of anything better, I think I'll name the podcast Anything Goes. Or Anything Goes Clips I'll just like name it clips or yeah. I'm going over to my fiance Ellie's house today. Um, yeah, big news. Everybody needed to know that. Daily life update. I'm doing great right now. Um, anyway, pickle pizza has to be one of the best pizzas, probably, if done right. I had this one pickle pizza in New York. Not New York, but like New York State. I don't even know where I was visiting a college with Ellie, and I had the dill seasoning and then small pickles, and then with the yum yum sauce. Of all sauces, it doesn't make sense that yum yum sauce. Also, thinking about yum yum sauce, why is it called yum yum? But anyway, side tangent. Yum yum sauce with the pickles, and the dill. It was amazing. One of the best like pizzas I've ever had. You can't debate that. It was amazing. I think everybody needs to try different kinds of pizzas. Because I hate when people, bro, like, despise when people are like, let's get pizza, and then proceed to order from freaking Papa John's or Domino's when you have like an authentic place like right next to you. Like, how are you gonna order Domino's crusty, greasy crap, Like, there's a reason it's cheap and it's $7 per pizza because it's just like, I don't know. I personally worked for Papa John's. It's not bad quality pizza, but it's not great pizza. Why would I ever get a Papa John's pizza when I can get, a better pizza or like a more quality crispier, more pizzier pizza at, like, if anyone lives near me, Nana Rosa's, an Italian restaurant that is chef's kiss. Makes some of the best like Italian themed like pizzas around. You can't beat that. Let's see. Also, so, I'm texting Ellie throughout the day. We're talking. She is a home caregiver kind of like helper with this woman that she met from the chiropractic place that she works. But anyway, so the woman that she cares for is Catholic, but not really. See, like, she calls herself Catholic Christian. And so the kind of like thing that I was getting into is like some Catholics I would consider Christian, but then other Catholics, if you're going into like the Catholics that like worship Mary, I wouldn't consider that a Christian, That is like that's Catholic. I wouldn't. But then there are Christian, Catholics who are still like that worship Jesus and they have core like theology that's very similar and that you would still consider Christian. But then we were talking and I was thinking, fundamentally, if you practice going to confession once a week or I find Catholicism is more legalistic or too legalistic for me. I mean, that's why I'm not a Catholic right now, but other than, I was also raised in it. If you're considering yourself like a Catholic Christian, what's the point of even going to a Catholic church? Because I think if you truly like believe then like that God's love and his sacrifice saved you from your sins, then I don't think there's a need for, a daily show almost. I think it can be like a daily like I'm all for confession. That's great. And maybe there should be more of a push in the Christian church to remind Christians that confession is good. Like, give your problems and everything to Christ and he will make your path straight. You should be doing that. totally. But the whole thing of going in and saying all your stuff to a pastor, I don't know. Just something rubs me the wrong way about that. I just don't. I wouldn't personally. I don't know. Yeah, you could totally dispute me or say something in the comments about that if you agree. I don't really know fully. I would need a second person on this podcast, which I desperately need somebody on it. It's kind of hard to talk by yourself and call it a podcast when usually podcasts are more than one person talking about random subjects. I promise you there will be guests. Multiple people want to be on. It's a new and upcoming thing. I know I'm pretty popular. I'm very sought after. You don't have to be jealous. It just happens. It just happens. Let's see. I went to see Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King, extended cut in theaters last Tuesday, and bro, it is 4 hours long. Holy, I don't get how you can go through that, and not fall asleep at least some point. You know what I hate about this? This is probably gonna, touch some people's nerves or whatever. The worst part of that movie, the worst part of like all of the Lord of the Rings movies is the parts with freaking Frodo, Samwise Gamgee, and freaking Gollum. I hate freaking Gollum so much. Gollum just, if I was Frodo, kill him. Samwise Gamgee should have, right in the whole stomach right there. Why? Why didn't you choke him out? So many times you're going, when they were all climbing up that hill, why didn't they just shove Gollum down? This guy also, how did Gollum ever get his strength, bro? I mean, other than he had the ring, yeah, that's like how he lived so long. But dude, this Gollum was like freaking hundreds of years old. There's like, I don't know, maybe yeah, it was all to the ring. But also, this guy looks frail. You can't excuse the fact of his actual biological like looking skeleton, like. His muscles are extremely small, bro. Ain't no way he's like full on wrestling with Samwise Gamgee and Frodo, like, and actually like semi winning. The fact that I don't know, like maybe they were tired, but also I don't know. There's my little rants, I don't really know what else to say. This was a small episode. I have other things to do today other than just rant on a podcast. And I think next person I will probably get on the podcast is your boy Caleb Ruiz. And then it'll, Ellie will obviously be on this at some point. We have Kyler Stout, Griffin. We have... Grant, maybe. I don't know, if he wants to when he comes back from college. Who else? Where are we missing? What? There's so many other people, like, from... I want to try to get... this isn't technically from One Life, but he was, like, helping with one of our Trek backpacking adventures. Your boy, Andrew... the guy that likes feet. He also goes to LBC. Honestly, more people from LBC, that would be really fun. I need to get some adapters and probably a second mic. This mic is really nice. I like how it sounds, so I'll probably get a second one if more people come on it and more people like start listening. Also, yeah, I want to try to set up a account for Spotify. I'll try to put it on Spotify. I need to make a logo for the actual, the whole podcast thing, This is a full thing, This isn't a, one-off. I'm making this real, This is an actual podcast here. I'm taking this serious, folks. This is here to stay. I'm trying to do one a day, or at least if I can, one small rant or tangent or something a day. But with guests, it'll obviously be longer. you know, most it'll ever be is an hour, maybe. I don't really know. I can't promise that, but I like smaller short clips because it's faster for me. It's not as much of a pain in the butt to download and upload everything. Anyway, thank you so much for listening and enjoying my talking into this mic and just staring at this camera. It's getting easier every day to just talk into a camera. You would not believe how weird it is to just stare into a camera and not a person or yeah, I don't know. All right, well, peace out.